5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
For generations, there's been a lot of lip service paid to the idea of seriously investing in South Dallas. Well, all of that is changing thanks to the great work of the Advanced Community Fund. That's next on The Jeff Crilley Show.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home. We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network. We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show. Well, as we all know, Dallas-Fort Worth keeps growing all the way up to Oklahoma, and finally the business community is recognizing that there is a crown jewel right underneath its nose, and that's called South Dallas. And leading the charge is Michael Yorba and Jasmond Anderson with the Advanced Community Fund. Thank you for coming on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Well, let's start with you, Michael. What is the Advanced Community Fund?
It's a 501c3 that is also an emerging CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution, that focuses on alleviating poverty through reinvesting and investing in the community with real estate, starting companies in these areas, and then eventually providing consumer loans so people can own their own home and go into a better stage of life.
Absolutely. And Jazz, let's bring you into this. It's not just wise investing. We talked off camera about the idea that a lot of the problems downstream could be solved by just investing upstream. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that the perspective of what's happening downstream in South Dallas is where we need to begin to create, the solutions to the problems. And in terms of creating projects that would actually move the initiatives of the community forward and give them a better hope and future based on those particular amenities and things that we're bringing to the table.
Well, you are already getting glowing accolades from the media. We've got a clip from Fox 4. Let's roll that now.
Community Fund. We've got a link at our website, fox4news.com.
An effort is getting underway in Dallas aimed at lifting people out of poverty and giving families hope for a brighter future.
The Advanced Community Fund is designed to create more affordable housing and help people train for jobs in their local communities. Dan Godwin takes a look in this week's Fox Forward.
It's great to say hello to Michael Yorba, chairman of the board of the nonprofit Advanced Community Fund, and David Noguera, director of housing and neighborhood revitalization for the city of Dallas. Thank you both for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So the Advanced Community Fund, certainly the goals seem tremendous: to help alleviate poverty by investing in businesses, affordable housing, and people. You're targeting areas in southern Dallas. So Michael, how does it work?
We encourage developers to come in and partner with us to invest in new housing in southern Dallas. We encourage private and public entities to come with us and help invest in new businesses or educate these people to an entry-level job of $45,000 a year. And then we also provide credit and loans to people who can buy those houses that we built in those areas.
So a big part of this is to provide job training that will allow individuals to gain the skills and therefore the income they'll need.
Yes, that's exactly right. There are going to be a broad range. We're focusing on technology first, because there is a huge demand for those jobs, but we're not leaving out the trade skills, whether it's a welder or it's a plumber or somebody who really wants to follow that career path.
And David, based on what you're hearing about all this, what are your thoughts about it?
So I think what the Advanced Community Fund is doing is excellent, and I'm hoping that we can identify other private partners to help carry the load. Right? We at the City of Dallas have been working in this area as long as our programs have been in existence. But we realize that to really make a dent in the level of need that we have across the city, we're going to need folks like Advanced Community Fund to step up and be successful.
And what we're talking about here is creating incentives for private businesses, private developers, to invest in something that will really strengthen a portion of the city, a part of the city that really needs it.
Absolutely. Southern Dallas has the greatest opportunities for growth in our city. That's where the available land is. That's where we expect the jobs to be growing.
And Michael, a big part of this is to enable people to work relatively close to where they live. That's important.
It's one of our main points of our mission, is to be able to enrich the environment that they're in now, not disperse it.
So what would be your message to people who are watching, who see this and think, you know, this sounds like something that could benefit me? What would be your message?
I would encourage them to come join us in whatever fashion it is, whether they want to participate as a student, they want to participate in growing their business, they want to participate in donations or public and private partnerships that can grow the community, not disperse it, but enrich the people that are already there.
All right, Michael, David, thank you so much for the chat. For more information about the Advanced Community Fund, we've got a link at our website, fox4news.com/links.
Great piece, Michael. You did a great job representing the cause. Let's talk about the tax incentives, because you know, at the end of the day, it's all about money, and smart business people can have unbelievable tax credits by joining you.
Absolutely. One of the perks of developing, you know, in an area like Southern Dallas that's undeveloped, underrepresented, is that the qualified census tract allows for various tax incentives. For instance, the New Markets Tax Credit Program is a program that offers 39% of your total development costs.
I want you to hear that again. 39%. That's free money.
It's free money. At its best,
yeah.
Where without these particular incentives that aim to create, you know, that curve for these communities, then these projects that we're really pitching wouldn't have the opportunity to get off the ground.
Yes.
So these credits, like a New Markets Tax Credit or a TIF fund, tax increment financing, we have transit-oriented development incentives. All of these incentives are stackable. And stackable to a point to where you can reduce your total development costs by 40 to 50%, which highly leverages these particular projects. And that's what really kind of makes them really interesting.
We've got some artist renderings of some of the projects that you guys are envisioning. Why don't you walk us through this, or Michael or Jazz?
So what we're showing here is a mixed-use opportunity on Martin Luther King Avenue at a train station, the DART train station.
Cool.
It shows a level of retail that allows for patrons to get off the DART train and then enjoy a Subway or something like that. Also, there's a restaurant and then multifamily housing above with a parking garage. This mix allows for a New Markets Tax Credit, it allows for a low-income housing tax credit, and it allows for transit-oriented development incentives that are all stackable. So this takes this project from about $28 million to about $15 million in debt.
Wow.
And that's what
amazing,
really
and it's beautiful.
In some cases, these projects that we're working on with Jazz are in Opportunity Zone, which gives you an additional feature of tax benefit for your investment for the long run. We're trying to get people to work with us that are in it for the long run to fulfill their social responsibility, but not just do it because they're charitable or they're trying to benefit the society with a PR piece, but there's actually a financial component on it that gives them an ROI.
Yes.
That's acceptable.
Well, and since you mentioned social responsibility, that's a big theme right now. Not only just the social movements going on in the country, but young people want to work for a company that stands for something, don't they? Jazz, why don't you address that?
Well, addressing the needs of the communities is something that we all stand together with. And the role that we play in these communities, the one that I particularly take a really serious approach to is being translator for the communities. translating the opportunities that are provided by the various incentives that are attributed to various projects, but also translating for the communities in terms of the policies and things that our local governments put in place, and helping the communities take advantage of those.
Yes.
So that the community wins, we grow amenities, we grow opportunities for the business community, and that everyone begins to move forward.
Everybody wins. There's a hospital project you wanted to talk about.
Absolutely.
We've got some video.
At 2516 Martin Luther King Avenue is the first medical office for African American residents at then an unincorporated area of Dallas, which was called Forest Avenue at that point, that we've now changed to Martin Luther King. Dr. Michelle Morgan owns the building, and we've gone in to begin development processes on trying to change it into the medical facility that would then service the area. Knowing a little bit about South Dallas, there is a food desert as well as health disparities. And this is what we're trying to address by bringing this new hospital back to life.
Outstanding. And money follows money. So once the ball gets rolling, the real money flows in,
Absolutely.
right? And I think in some cases it just takes organizations like yours to call attention to this wonderful opportunity. Michael, we're almost out of time, so I'll let you have the final word.
Well, thanks. We finally got the recognition of some national banks that are wanting to partner up with us and work with us to be able to alleviate poverty in these areas. Now what we're looking for is corporate sponsors to step up and participate with us to be able to take it over the threshold and participate on a broad spectrum, because this is 40% of Dallas landmass. So we're really affecting about 2.8 million people.
Absolutely.
That really need a hand up and to participate.
Yes.
So that's our mission, is to be able to encourage corporate America, public-private partnerships to come and work with us and donate to the cause, whether it's people, it's money, or it's materials. Is that well?
Very well said. Very well said. If we can make the rubber meet the road, is what we like to say at Advanced Community Fund, and get the projects rolling and moving in a good forward motion, but also understanding that the contiguous land available in Dallas is in South Dallas.
Yes.
The opportunities at leveraging projects and leveraging the funding from investors is in South Dallas. The opportunities at branding a community that could be a national model on how to address all of the disparities that we've talked about, the opportunity is in South Dallas. So as a translator, we will bring the opportunities to the investing community, and we anticipate, the participation of various interested parties, and to see how we can begin to work in concert.
Outstanding. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to end with the website so everybody can get in touch. Michael, give them the website.
All right, it's advanceintx.org.
Outstanding. Gentlemen, thanks again.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Jeff.
You bet. We'll have you back again soon. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time.